Waking up to pee at night after 60. It's not just aging. Causes, health risks, and what you can do. Dear friends, let me share a story that may sound familiar. A 68-year-old gentleman came with a very common complaint. He said, "Doctor, I wake up 3 times every night to pass urine. I thought it is just age, but now I feel tired all day. My sleep is broken. My energy is low. My memory is not as sharp." He had already tried reducing water intake at night. He avoided drinking after evening. Still, the problem continued. Naturally, he assumed it must be a prostate issue, something like benign prostatic hyperplasia. But when we looked carefully, something interesting appeared. During the day, he sat for long hours. By evening, there was mild swelling around his ankles, something he had never paid attention to. His diet included packaged snacks in the evening, a little tea with sugar, sometimes even a small drink to relax. At night, he would lie down, and within a few hours, he would wake up with a full bladder, again and again. Now here is what changed everything. Instead of treating the bladder, we focused on the daytime physiology. We asked him to move every hour during the day, do simple calf muscle exercises in the morning, reduce processed salty and sugary foods in the evening, elevate his legs for 15 to 20 minutes before dinner, shift most of his fluid intake earlier in the day. Within 2 weeks, his nighttime urination reduced from 3 times to once. Within a month, some nights he did not wake up at all. But more importantly, he said something very powerful. "Doctor, I feel like I have my mornings back again." His energy improved, his sleep deepened, his overall well-being changed. What changed in this case was not the bladder. It was the understanding of how the body manages fluid across the day and night. Let me ask a simple but powerful question. How many people over the age of 60 wake up at night to pass urine? Once, twice, sometimes even 3 or 4 times. Most accept it quietly. They say, "This is normal, this is age." But what if that belief is incomplete? What if this seemingly small inconvenience is actually a signal? An early warning from the body that something deeper is out of balance. When you wake up at night, walk to the bathroom, return to bed, and then lie there unable to fall asleep again, that is not just a bladder event. By morning you feel tired, your mind is not sharp, your energy is low, your blood pressure may be higher, your heart rate slightly elevated, and your mood subtly affected. This pattern, repeated night after night, begins to reshape the entire physiology of the body. This condition has a name, Nocturia. Clinically, it means waking up 2 or more times at night to pass urine. But calling it a urinary problem alone is misleading. Nocturia is not just about urine. It is about sleep, hormones, circulation, metabolism, and timing. To understand this properly, we must first understand what the body is designed to do at night. During healthy sleep, the body produces a hormone called antidiuretic hormone, ADH. This hormone reduces urine production, allowing us to sleep continuously for several hours. It is part of a beautifully coordinated circadian rhythm, our internal clock, that ensures night is a time of restoration, not interruption. So, when someone wakes up repeatedly to urinate, it means this system is not functioning optimally. Something is overriding the body's natural nighttime protection. Now, most people assume the cause is the bladder, or in men, the prostate. Conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia do play a role in some cases, especially when urine volume is small, but frequency is high. But here is the critical mistake. Not all nocturia is the same. If we do not classify it correctly, we treat the wrong problem. There are three broad patterns. The first is when urine volume is high throughout the day and night. This may be due to high fluid intake or certain metabolic conditions. This is usually not the most concerning pattern. The second pattern, and the most important after the age of 60, is when daytime urination is normal, but nighttime urine volume is significantly increased. These patients often say, "I don't even drink much water in the evening," yet they pass large amounts of urine at night. This is not a bladder problem. This is a fluid redistribution problem. The third pattern involves frequent urination with very small volumes. This is more likely related to bladder overactivity or prostate issues. Let us focus on the second pattern, because this is where the real insight lies. During the day, when we are standing or sitting, gravity pulls fluid into the lower parts of the body, especially the legs. In younger individuals, strong calf muscles and efficient venous valves help push this fluid back into circulation. But after 60, muscle tone reduces, activity decreases, and venous function becomes less efficient. As a result, fluid begins to accumulate in the legs. You may notice subtle ankle swelling or a feeling of heaviness. Now comes the critical transition. At night, when you lie down, your legs are no longer below your heart. They are at the same level. Gravity no longer holds fluid in the lower body. This accumulated fluid now shifts back into the central circulation. The heart suddenly senses an increase in circulating volume. The body interprets this as excess fluid. In response, hormonal signals activate the kidneys to remove this extra fluid. The kidneys begin to produce more urine, and this is why, even without drinking water at night, you wake up with a full bladder. This is the key clinical insight. The problem starts during the day, but it appears at night. Another important contributor is obstructive sleep apnea. In this condition, breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. Each episode creates negative pressure in the chest, increasing blood return to the heart and stretching the atria. This triggers the release of atrial natriuretic peptide, which tells the kidneys to excrete sodium and water. The result is increased urine production at night. So, in some patients, nocturia is not just a kidney issue. It is a sleep-breathing disorder. Now let us address an often overlooked but powerful factor: what we consume in the evening. Ultra-processed foods, especially those high in hidden salt, cause the body to retain water. This fluid is not immediately excreted. Instead, it is held in the body and later released, often at night. Sugary foods and drinks, including fruit juices, raise insulin levels. Insulin promotes sodium retention, which in turn leads to water retention. Again, this stored fluid must eventually be excreted, and nighttime becomes the default window. Alcohol adds another layer. It suppresses antidiuretic hormone, ADH, removing the body's ability to conserve water at night. The kidneys produce more urine, and sleep becomes fragmented. So when patients say, "I don't drink water at night, but I still wake up to pee," the answer often lies not in water, but in timing, composition, and physiology. Now, why does this matter so much? Because nighttime awakenings do not just disturb sleep, they transform the entire biological state of the body. Deep sleep, especially slow-wave sleep, is when the body repairs tissues, regulates immunity, and stabilizes metabolism. When sleep is repeatedly interrupted, this restorative phase is reduced. The body shifts from a parasympathetic restorative mode to a sympathetic, stress-driven mode. Heart rate increases. Blood pressure fails to dip normally at night. This non-dipping pattern is strongly associated with hypertension and cardiovascular risk. Metabolically, sleep fragmentation increases insulin resistance, contributing to or worsening type 2 diabetes. Neurologically, the brain loses the opportunity for proper waste clearance and memory consolidation. Over time, this affects cognition, focus, and long-term brain health. Even immediately, the risks are tangible. Waking up at 2 or 3 a.m., walking in the dark with reduced balance and alertness significantly increases the risk of falls. So, nocturia is not a small issue. It is a window into systemic health. Now comes the most important part. What can be done? The solution is not to fight the body, but to work with its timing. First, address daytime physiology. Encourage calf muscle activation. Simple exercises in the morning can make a meaningful difference. Avoid prolonged sitting. Even standing or walking for a few minutes every hour improves circulation and prevents fluid accumulation. Second, shift fluid intake earlier in the day. Most hydration should occur before noon or early afternoon. This aligns with natural kidney function. Third, manage the evening environment. Reduce intake of processed salty foods, sugary items, and alcohol. These are not just dietary choices, they are signals that alter fluid handling. Fourth, use gravity intelligently. Elevating the legs for 15 to 20 minutes in the early evening allows fluid to return to circulation before sleep, giving the kidneys time to process it while you are still awake. Fifth, always empty the bladder before going to bed. Adjunctive approaches like gentle evening movement or even passive devices such as a chi machine can support circulation, but only if used at the right time, not immediately before sleep. And importantly, never ignore symptoms suggestive of sleep apnea. Asking simple questions about snoring, daytime fatigue, and breathing interruptions can uncover a major hidden cause. The deeper message here is this: nocturia is not something to suppress, it is something to understand. When we listen carefully, the body is telling us about fluid balance, circulation, hormonal rhythm, and sleep integrity. If we respond intelligently, not only does nighttime urination improve, but overall health begins to stabilize. Let me leave you with this thought. Waking up at night to urinate is not just about the bladder. It is about how the body has managed the entire day, how it has handled fluid, food, movement, and rest. When we correct the day, we heal the night. And when we restore the night, we protect the future of the heart, the brain, and the whole system. This is not about aging. This is about alignment. And when alignment returns, so does sleep, and with it, health. Thank you. Founder, Holistic Wellness Foundation. Imphal. Healing beyond boundaries.